Welcome to Lansing, Michigan, where the Michigan Association of Broadcasters is presenting the annual Great Lakes Media Show. I'm John Lynch, Director of Business Development for Broadcast Supply Worldwide, here with Jay Tyler, Director of Sales for Wheatstone, and Field Engineer Mike Erickson. Tell you a little bit about what we're doing here at the show, which continues throughout today, and some great new stuff from Wheatstone that we're going to be talking about. First of all, you're seeing this by way of the BSW exclusive visual radio system called HDV Mixer. We have it set up with a 3-camera arrangement working directly with the Wheatstone consoles, and it does exactly what you need in a radio station. It generates new revenue by way of Facebook Live and other social media. So you ask your BSW sales rep at 800-426-8434 about HDV Mixer, and we can set up an online demo for you. This can be 1 camera on up to 9 cameras, becoming very popular with a lot of radio stations because not only is it a great new tool, but seriously, it is a revenue generator for radio stations as they go visual. Right now, I want to turn things over to Jay Tyler to talk about the brand new DMX console. Now, DMX is not a brand new label, but under the AudioArts nameplate, it definitely is. And now, this brings Wheatstone, WheatNet, quality and performance at an AudioArts price. Jay, tell us about the DMX.
Well, thank you, John, and thanks everybody here in Lansing, Michigan, and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters for hosting us. What we have here is we've got one of our AudioArts DMX consoles. This is the newest member of our family. The DMX comes in 8 faders or 16 faders. Since it is a WheatNet IP surface, it will plug into an existing Wheatstone network. You can start a Wheatstone network with a DMX. In addition to the 8 or 16 fader versions, each console comes with a rack mount engine. The rack mount engine will have 4 analog inputs, 4 digital inputs, 4 analog outputs, 4 digital outputs, 2 onboard mic pre's, and 6 GPI GPO logic ports for things like your on-air tailies or starts and stops with your traditional equipment. The feature set of the DMX in this price range is probably better than anything else out there. You've got full EQ and dynamics on every single channel. It's got 4 program buses. Each channel has a direct mix minus, or what we call bus minus out. So if I've got 8 faders, I can have 8 hybrids or 8 remotes going on. And with the 16 fader, I can have up to 16 channels of mix minus or bus minus going out with an individual talkback on every single channel. The DMX has 4 events. So these are going to be snapshot presets for maybe your morning show, afternoon drive, or evening, or even like voice track mode, where you might just want to be able to switch to a different event, put the automation system directly on air, and do your voice tracking from the board. Every single channel's got an encoder above it, so you can access 1 or thousands of your signals on your WheatNet IP network. The surface itself has a single RJ connection. You'll see here, she's tabletop, all made in America at the Wheatstone factory. Rugged steel, which is great for RF immunity. As I said, the engine is an actual blade, and if you need to expand your DMX system, you can add microphone processing blades, analog blades, digital blades, SDI blades, MADI blades, any flavor. So what you should do is you should get in touch with your BSW sales rep and have them give you more information and possibly a quote on our latest new guy, the AudioArts DMX series. Now I'm going to turn this over to Mike Erickson, and he's going to talk a little bit about the Wheatstone processing philosophy. Here you go, Mike.
Thank you, Jay. Welcome everyone to the Michigan show here, and we're talking about X5, which is our top-of-the-line FM HD audio processor. A lot of people don't realize what goes into a high-end audio processor. The X5 has features that are not found in many of the other processors, including a logging function, which allows you to see what's going on in the audio processor. Preset takes, audio failover and failback, all that is time and date stamped in the audio processor and available to you in a log format that you can print out, erase, or keep. The other interesting thing about X5 is the ability for it to have a built-in FM and HD audio processor. putting the tuner in the audio processor opens up a whole new avenue for time alignment. And we know time alignment for HD stations is very important, because if the alignment is not correct and the level is not correct, you have that skipping function that goes back and forth between the analog and the digital. Well, the built-in FM and HD tuner in the X5 eliminates a lot of that problem. It will automatically time align your analog to digital and help you match the level between your analog programming and your digital programming. Besides that, it has 5-band dynamics, a brand new clipper that's built in, and an insert point for your ratings encoder. So if you're in a market that has PPM encoding, you can now insert the ratings encoder into the processor to make your ratings injection more flexible than ever before. It's actual AES physical input and output, so it's a loop that goes into the processor and delivers your PPM encoder further back in the processor than any other processor on the market. So you're getting your PPM encoding closer to the panelist meter than in any other processor. The X5 is available from BSW right now, so call your favorite BSW rep and they'll be able to talk to you about X5 and what it can do for your radio station. Right, John?
Absolutely. Mike, thank you so much. It's great to have you and Jay here as we are at the Michigan Association of Broadcasters show. It's called the Great Lakes Media Show in Lansing. Right across the street, it's Cooley Law School Stadium. Why do I mention that? Because it's got the team name of one of my favorite team names, just from a name standpoint. It's so Michigan. It's the Lansing Lugnuts baseball team. There you go. We're in Lansing. We're having a great time. The show continues all day long. And as we said, HTV Mixer, Wheatstone, and now AudioArts DMX, all available from BSW. Just call your favorite sales rep at 800-426-8434. Next up on our program, we'll be in Atlanta at the end of this month, Voice Over Atlanta, and we're going to be bringing Joe Cipriano, legendary voiceover talent, to you right here with HTV Mixer and BSW. Thanks for joining us. So long.
Thanks, Jay. I'm Mike Erickson. Welcome. We're in the BSW booth at the Michigan Association of Broadcasters Media Show. And we want to talk about some of the processing that we have at Wheatstone, some of the processing line for AM and FM. And one of our most popular audio processors is the FM55, which provides 5-band dynamics, 5-band limiting, clipping, and stereo generation at an introductory level price. So you're getting $10,000, $12,000 audio quality processing in a processor that costs a little bit more than $3,000. And BSW has FM55s in stock that can help you process your FM-only stations. Now, if you want to talk about processing for your FM and HD station, Wheatstone also offers the X5. And the X5 builds on the processing that was put in the FM55. It does have 5-band dynamics, but it has a new limiter and a new audio clipper, which is unlike any audio clipper we've done before. Basically what we're doing is we're re-engineering the pre-emphasis curve and peak control in the X5 so that highs sound more like HD than they do FM. Some of the benefits of X5 include a built-in FM and HD tuner that automatically knows what the time alignment difference between the analog and the digital is and can make that correction for you on the fly and keep that correction in sync so that your listeners, when they transition from your digital HD signal to analog, they don't hear a change in level or a skip going back and forth between the two modes. Another important feature in X5 is the built-in PPM insertion point. For those stations that are in PPM rated markets, you can now insert your PPM encoder around the audio processing rather than putting it before. There's an actual AES signal and you just enable the insert loop and make sure your equipment is in the loop and your PPM encoder is now wrapped around the processor instead of in front of it. And one of the other big features about X5 is the logger. And what the logger does, it's an event logger. It's able to tell you when presets have taken, when people have logged into the processor, when the processor is rebooted. All those items are time and date stamped, so it makes it easy for troubleshooting. Say you have an audio failure, you're able to see what time the audio failed and what the processor did to correct the audio failure and when it went back to the original main audio once audio was restored. So there's a lot to look at in X5. There's a lot packed into an audio processor that has a very reasonable price from BSW. And if you want to learn more about the FM55, the AM55, or the X5, please visit BSW at www.bswusa.com or call your favorite BSW rep, and they'll be happy to talk to you about X5. John?
Mike, thank you so much. Great information, great new stuff from Wheatstone. That's what's exciting at the shows here in this approaching springtime in 2020. Brand new X5 on the market, ready to ship right now, and also the brand new DMX from AudioArts. Wheatstone quality, Wheatstone performance at an AudioArts price, and we're bringing all of this to you by way of HDV Mixer. With Mike Erickson and Jay Tyler, I'm John Lynch from BSW. Thanks for joining us. By the way, next time, later this month, we're coming to you from Voice Over Atlanta. We'll have a special interview feature with the legendary voiceover talent, Joe Cipriano, right here. Join us then, and thanks for joining us today from the Great Lakes Media Show, Lansing, Michigan.